An entire weekend dedicated to Great Lake life. The Fresh Coast Film Festival is rolling. I've got your forecast for that and the rest of the UP weekend. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, 2 U.S. hostages are released by Hamas while hundreds more remain under the terrorist group's control. Tonight, Israel's military meets Hamas at the country's border. Plus, Enbridge responds to state Senate Republicans' call for action to get going on the Line 5 tunnel project, what the Canadian company is telling legislators. And beefing up security, how Michigan State University police are keeping the campus safe during this weekend's big rivalry game against U of M. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
It seems fairly quiet for now. Air just a bit chilly again tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of our story into the weekend, as those day temperatures are going to be mostly in the 40s for everybody, and then during the day, and then in the evening we'll expect temperatures to be down in the 30s for the majority of us. We do have chances of precipitation, most of that focused on our Saturday. Could see some snowflakes in the higher terrain of Baraga and Marquette counties. I'll keep my eye on that for you. But as of right now, we're expecting to dry out for Sunday with lots of sunshine today. We saw a high of 47 out at the National Weather Service station. I've got your current temps and full forecast after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. 2 U.S. hostages, a mother and daughter from the Chicago area, have been released by Hamas. Israel's military met them at the country's border with the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip. As Tina Kraus reports from Tel Aviv, some 200 hostages are said to remain in Gaza while Israel prepares for a ground invasion.
This is the first photo of Judith and Natalie Renan, moments after they crossed the border from Gaza back to Israel and into freedom.
We share in the relief that their families, friends, and loved ones are feeling. But there are still 10 additional Americans who remain unaccounted for in this conflict. We know that some of them are being held hostage by Hamas, along with an estimated 200 other hostages held in Gaza.
Hamas said it released the mother and her 17-year-old daughter in an agreement with the Qatari government for humanitarian reasons. President Biden spoke to the 2 Americans on the phone after their release, assuring them the U.S. government will fully support them.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, for 2 weeks. I haven't been sleeping for 2 weeks. Tonight I'm going to sleep good. I spoke with my daughter earlier today. She sounds very good. She looks very good. She was very happy, and she's waiting to come home.
Saturday marks 2 weeks since the massacre that began the war. Now the question remains, when will Israeli Defense Forces launch their ground assault into Gaza to take on Hamas?
The Israeli government made a decision, gave green light to the army, wipe them out.
Palestinian health officials say more than a dozen people were killed in an airstrike near a Gaza church where many were taking shelter. Israel's military said it was targeting a militant command center.
It's absolutely essential to protect civilians.
And despite an agreement to allow much needed humanitarian aid into Gaza, the border crossing with Egypt remained closed Friday.
The closed border crossing with Egypt is also preventing about 500 American citizens who remain stranded inside Gaza from leaving. In our nation's capital, Ohio Representative Jim Jordan is out in the running for the Speaker of the House, and Michigan Congressman Jack Bergman seems to be inching closer and closer for a run for the seat. On the third floor vote today, Jordan lost even more support than he had in the previous 2 votes. Congressman Bergman says he is still up for volunteering to take over as Speaker of the House until the conference reaches a final decision on who should be the next Speaker. Bergman says he's disappointed not all of his Republican colleagues were there today on the floor vote. He wants to be here until they're done electing a new speaker.
I'm not a real big volunteer in life because that usually gets you in trouble, but I signed up to serve, and I volunteered for the Marine Corps in the 1966, I think it was when I inked the dotted line, and I volunteered to serve the constituents of the 1st District 7 years ago. I will volunteer to step up until properly relieved.
Today, Bergman was tight-lipped when asked if he was making calls to his colleagues about this proposal as Speaker. For now, the House is on break for the weekend and will reconvene Monday to start from scratch. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the company responsible for the Line 5 pipeline in the Straits of Mackinac are responding to state Senate Republicans' call for action on the tunnel project. The project was originally scheduled to be completed in 2024, but new timelines estimate the project won't even break ground until 2026 at the earliest. And all this while Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel continues her push to shut the pipeline down. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more on the tunnel project's status and UP legislators' reactions.
Recent statements from various state agencies have renewed pressure on the Line 5 tunnel project. Currently, it's tied up in red tape as the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers conducts studies on the project site.
They have to give permission to build the tunnel at the portals on either side of the shore because of the proximity to the Great Lakes. And it's about a quarter-acre impact on either side.
UP State Senator Ed McBroom was one of 18 Republican senators to sign a letter requesting the timetable for the project be moved forward. Michigan's Attorney General then released her own brief in support of a Supreme Court case in Wisconsin and the emergency shutdown of Line 5. UP State Representative Dave Preston says he thinks the project is only being brought up again for political reasons and that any shutdown would be detrimental economically.
It is a method of commerce that is so vitally important to the Midwest, not just the UP. It's incredibly important to us for our propane, but it's incredibly important to the region.
I reached out to the Michigan headquarters of Enbridge Energy about the impact of a potential shutdown. Spokesperson Ryan Duffy's response said that any shutdown of Line 5 could cause shortages and price increases for millions of people and cost thousands of jobs. Enbridge and the USACE haven't released any official statements that imply intentions of shutting down the pipeline. Carrie Fox, the acting public affairs chief for the USACE, says the Corps is just following procedures set in place to prepare a National Environmental Policy Act Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS, which she says is necessary because of the tunnel project's potential impacts on the quality of the human environment. The Detroit district of the USACE says the publication of the EIS was originally expected in late 2023, but is now expecting a spring 2025 publication. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
That lawsuit filed in Wisconsin by the Bad River Band of the Lake Superior Tribe of Chippewa Indians ordered Enbridge to shutter portions of the pipeline that run through tribal land within 3 years and to pay the tribe nearly $5.2 million for trespassing plus a portion of its profits until the shutdown is completed. Both Enbridge and the Bad River Band have filed appeals. Representatives from municipalities throughout the UP met at Bay College today to learn about the future of solid waste disposal. According to the Michigan Recycling Coalition, the state will soon require each county to create a materials management plan for recycling, composting, and garbage. The goal is to create systems that are more effective for UP residents and businesses.
We want to keep materials that are already circulating in our economy working for us rather than going to the landfill, because there's value there. And if we can keep them out of the landfill, we can put that value to work for us.
The coalition's executive director says Recycle 906 in Marquette County could likely process and repurpose most of the UP's materials, and the coalition would like to better utilize that resource moving forward. All eyes will be on East Lansing tomorrow for the highly anticipated rivalry game between Michigan and Michigan State. And like every year, there's expected to be thousands and thousands of fans. And that's why police and the university are stepping up their game. Elle Myers shows us the new security and safety measures at Spartan Stadium in East Lansing.
Spartan Stadium is looking pretty quiet today, but in less than 24 hours, East Lansing will be hopping as the Spartans take on the Wolverines in a stadium with some new security upgrades that MSU police tell me should make game day even smoother.
We have a robust safety and security plan in place that guides our event operations. We're well prepared, we're ready, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow.
Michigan State has done an overhaul of security all across campus, but if you're going to the game tomorrow, you might notice some new measures right at the entrances.
earlier this season, we did implement metal detectors, a weapons detection system, as you enter Spartan Stadium. It's actually helped speed things up because no longer do people have to take things out of their pockets or anything.
So what can come in with you and what needs to stay home? Any kinds of weapons, even pepper spray, can't come in with you, and only clear bags are allowed. Rosman tells me there's a full list online.
No weapons allowed in Spartan Stadium. That would include any, tasers, firearms, pepper spray, anything that could be construed as a weapon, a knife, and so forth. So yeah, leave those things at home. No need to bring those to the stadium.
Now, Rosman tells me MSU police will work closely with East Lansing police in the event of any furniture burning incidents off campus. But he also says, win or lose, just don't do it.
Some sound advice there. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus why some high school seniors were taking pictures outdoors today. And the pros and cons of social media, how internet fame gave a boost to some restaurants, but for some, it came at a price. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Everyone loves the Great Lakes. They make you feel like dancing. A great place to celebrate is at Marquette's Maritime Museum. But your help is needed. The museum's roof needs to be replaced to preserve history for future generations. So kick up your heels and help by donating today. Simply go to WZMQ19.com and hit the Raise the Roof link. A public service message from the New Attitudes Dance Studios, the Marquette Maritime Museum, and WZMQ 19.
Escanaba and Delta County, home to beautiful beaches, Lake Michigan, lighthouses, pretty parks, and great people. It's why so many are proud to say, this is home. I'm Lily Simmons. I'll show you what's happening here every day. In your schools, your communities, and businesses. Sharing what makes this area so special.
Lily Simmons reports from Delta County. Weeknights at 6 and 11. Only on WZMQ 19 News.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Well, we're already seeing some 30-degree temperatures right now. Iron Mountain 31, 34 over there in Ironwood, and even 31 in Houghton. Everyone else just a little bit warmer. Those lows, though, expected to be mostly in the 30s this evening, with chances of showers pushing in later on tonight. I will show you that in just a minute. We've got mostly cloudy skies tonight. Our Saturday also looking like some cloudier conditions, possible fog in the morning, and then chances of showers mostly in the west half of the UP. Those lows for the next couple of nights are going to be mostly in that 30-degree range, and the highs in the 40s. It's fall, y'all. UP winds coming out of the north, fairly calm. We'll expect these light winds to also continue this weekend, although we could see a gust here or there, 15 to 20 miles an hour. And then looking at our precipitation, we've been fairly quiet and dry this evening. Maybe a little bit of showers down there in Menominee County. And as we get later on into the evening, we'll see some precipitation. There could be some snowflakes accumulating, or not accumulating, but dropping down in the higher terrains areas of Marquette and Baraga counties, 11 o'clock, we'll see those showers starting to move in Eastern time in Gogebic County. Could be a little bit heavy in the early hours, around 5 or 6 in the morning on our Saturday. Saturday. And then, like I said, lots of cloud coverage for our Saturday before we see things kind of clear out on Sunday. Sunday morning, we'll have partly to mostly sunny skies. I know, can you believe it? I'm looking forward to that for sure. And we'll expect things to be fairly dry on that Sunday as well. Maybe even possibly seeing that meteor shower on our Saturday. But looking at our Saturday across the UP for Escanaba, Iron Mountain, and Marquette, it is not going to be 70 degrees, friends. It's going to be in that 40-degree range, but we have winds coming out of the north, and then we've got some chances of showers, mostly for Iron Mountain. We could see some, though, in Marquette as well. So it could get a little bit windy, but it should be good to clean up those leaves for Escanaba and Marquette. Fresh Coast Film Festival going on until Sunday. High of 43 tomorrow, and then we'll see those temperatures drop, and then we are expecting more sun on our Sunday. Partly sunny skies for that event as well. Hopefully I will see you there. I'll be emceeing again. 7-day outlook for Marquette. Like I said, we'll be drying up expectedly on our Sunday, and then Monday warming back up. We'll see those 50 temperatures returning for the daytime. Monday appears to be our warmest day as of right now for the week, but chances of showers likely to return on Tuesday and Wednesday. So make sure, you know, you're ready for that. Oh my gosh, speaking of getting ready, I've been looking at the weather cams, and up there, courtesy of Michigan Tech University on Mount Ripley, they're getting ready for that snow, y'all.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Today, a group of Escanaba students got their senior pictures taken in style thanks to their community's support. Youth Empowering Services connects students with trusted adult mentors. Seniors in the program at Escanaba's Student Success Center got a limo ride throughout the county to take senior photos in a variety of locations. The free photo shoot was funded by Youth Empowering Services and other local donors.
Fun. Get out of school for a little bit.
I feel good. I'm happy that I got to experience this with everybody in my class. Would have been pretty expensive otherwise. I'm pretty glad we got this experience.
Youth Empowering Services is looking for more mentors to join the team. If you're interested in mentoring a student in Delta or Menominee County, just visit WZMQ19.com for more information. Fall is apple picking season, and the Upper Goddess has picked a bushel and a peck. Lori's showing us an easy way to use up a lot of apples at once.
Hi, what are we doing today, Dean?
Apple pie.
Apple pie, applesauce. So it's really a simple process to make applesauce and eat it during the winter. And we got beautiful apples, hey Dean?
Yep.
Look at. Thanks for picking all these apples. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna cut them up like this. And you're gonna squeeze some lemon, and I'd use a little strainer because you have a lot of seeds, you know, in the lemon. You don't want them getting in there. Just a little bit. It brightens it up. And then also a little bit of salt. Okay? Now you're gonna cook this on low about 20 minutes, and they'll get nice and soft like this. And then you're gonna put them in your food mill. Once we figured out how to put it together, Adine. You figured it out. You go backwards to scrape the skins off of the cutting plate there. So you're gonna keep doing this. Look at how it sinks down so fast, eh? Okay. And then you're gonna see, look at all this. Look at how gorgeous. Isn't that, look at how beautiful. So the thing I really love is when you cut these apples, and some of them got a real pinkness inside, and that's where you get this beautiful color from, because some of the color from the skin is going in here, plus some of the vitamins, right? We never peel our apples off of our trees because we don't use pesticides or nothing. So you're gonna taste this, and I like to add a little sugar. So I'm gonna start with like a 1/4 cup of organic sugar here. You wanna come down here, Dean? And then, you know, it depends how much cinnamon you like, and you don't even have to put cinnamon in it, but I really like cinnamon in it. And you're gonna fill your bottles a 1/2 inch from the top, process them hot water for 25 minutes. And it is gonna be so good, it's gonna blow your mind. Give it a try. Keep smiling.
Well, speaking of food, social media can make or break a business, including restaurants. Naomi Ruckham takes a look at what happens when a business goes viral.
The Lexington Candy Shop has been serving food and floats on New York's Upper East Side for 98 years. The restaurant that predates television saw business boom last year when this TikTok video of a Coke float being made scored millions of views.
So that was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. At 3:30, 4 o'clock, people started lining up.
And sales of Coke floats went from 70 a week to 2,000.
It's like a tidal wave.
Next is the hot Cheeto burger. When this video from Me So Hungry hit TikTok in 2020, Fatima's Grill in Los Angeles became a social media sensation. Since then, the company has opened 7 more locations.
Beef brisket hot dog.
And last year, millions watched this food review of Aunt Bill's in Texas.
This is one of the best hot dogs I've ever had in my life.
Now business at Aunt Bill's has quadrupled. But becoming an instant trend can be both a blessing and a curse. Just ask Dominique Ansel, whose culinary invention took off 10 years ago.
It was very overwhelming, I have to say.
In 2013, Ansel introduced the cronut. Well before TikTok, his creation went viral through traditional media.
Go for it.
Like TV.
The croissant donut hybrid that has people willing to wait for hours.
Ansel says he had to quickly hire new people and decided to limit the amount of cronuts he made.
Or you have to keep the quality.
He now has stores in Hong Kong and Las Vegas. And a decade later, people still line up at his original Manhattan bakery, a viral sensation with staying power.
Still ahead tonight, limiting screen time, how some school districts around the nation are going phone-free, and why doctors say the notification overload is having a negative impact on kids.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
There are a lot of things out there going viral. But this fall and winter, you can help keep your immune system from going viral and help protect it from the flu virus and the COVID-19 virus by getting your vaccinations. You can get both vaccines at the same time. The world has enough going viral these days. Talk to your healthcare provider.
Our studio is in downtown Marquette, but we also have bureaus in Escanaba, Lansing, and Iron Mountain. How does that make a difference?
I think it makes a huge difference because the UP is very big. We're only 3% of the state's population, but we cover almost 40% of the landmass. So we are spread out quite a bit. And so I think to have all these different bureaus in the UP is really helpful because people live in those areas and want to know what's happening in their location.
Yeah.
But then especially now that we have our Lansing Bureau, I feel like that's something that's really been missing here in the UP is state government and what's going on down in Lansing. And we are so disconnected from Lansing so often. I think it's a major benefit that we have a reporter down there on the ground covering what's happening in our government and talking to our UP state representatives, but also just our government officials down there about how things that they are deciding on impact people who are living in the UP.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, dedicated to educating people about the gene mutation and how to detect it early. The mutation presents itself as lumps or abnormalities in the chest. Traditionally, for a breast cancer, when patients that means the cancer protein is actively promoting the growth of cancer cells. The general treatment is chemotherapy and other types of radiation. However, now with more research, other treatment options are available.
early stage breast cancer that we're trying to treat with curative intent, that's always going to include surgery of some sort. If it expresses estrogen receptor, we'll use treatments that target estrogen, so anti-estrogen therapy. And those are generally pills, and that's pretty easy to do.
Doctors suggest anyone who may have a family history of any kind of cancer to schedule a genetic test. We're looking into the growing no phone movement in schools. Up to 95% of teens own a cell phone, and kids can receive about 500 notifications a day, many during school hours, making it hard for them to concentrate. Meg Oliver spoke to a social psychologist who calls the problem worse than vaping.
For students at Newburgh Free Academy in New York, the first assignment of the day, locking their phones in pouches made by the company Yonder for 7 hours, including lunch. It was a bit of a shock for some students when the policy was introduced 4 years ago.
I was ready to start a petition, bring it to the principal, like, stop it real fast.
But no one signed 17-year-old Tyson Hill's petition, and now he loves attending a phone-free school.
Why is this approach better?
I mean, coming from a school where it was banned but it wasn't implemented, I was still using my phone. I was still on my phone.
Here, students walk with their heads up in the hall, socialize and laugh in the lunchroom, and focus on what teachers like Dennis Marr are saying.
That's the beauty of this.
It's a game changer. Yeah. It's night and day. I saw kids' faces again.
According to the CDC, in the 10 years leading up to the pandemic, feelings of persistent sadness and hopelessness, as well as suicidal thoughts and behaviors, increased by about 40%, while test scores, especially in math for grades 4 and 8, saw the biggest decline on record. While there's debate on whether technology, including phones, deserves much of the blame for these trends, social psychologist Jonathan Haidt says it's the only explanation.
So it wasn't the pandemic that did this to us. This was all starting in the early 2010s, and the only explanation anyone can offer for why this happened all over the world is the phones.
Haidt is the author of The Coddling of the American Mind and started researching Gen Z in 2015 when cases of anxiety and depression started to rise. He says in 2010, most teenagers had flip phones they use for texting, a tool to help them connect in person. But between 2010 and 2015, smartphones changed the landscape, inundating people with notifications, group chats, and social media.
Smartphones are basically kryptonite for learning. When children have a phone in their pocket, and most schools say you have to keep your phone in your pocket, you can't use it during class, which is like saying in a drug detox clinic, you can keep your heroin in your pocket, just don't shoot up, don't shoot up. If kids have access to a phone, they will text, they will check their social media, they will not pay attention to the teacher or to each other in person.
Back at Newburgh Free Academy, students lock up their phones and leave them in the classroom all day. The technology isn't new, but the company Yonder estimates they saw a 150% increase in schools using them in 2023, with more than 2,000 schools participating.
It's amazing to see kids come to school and not have to worry about that phone going off and a video being posted of them fighting in the bathroom or them being bullied by someone else on social media.
Assistant Principal Ebony Clark says the pushback to remove phones was minimal, including concerns over safety.
There's an emergency, an active shooter. That phone going off makes them a target.
Yonder pouches cost between $25 and $30 per student. Haidt says while they aren't foolproof, it's an easy solution for a generation in the midst of a mental health crisis.
This was a disastrous experiment that we began in the early 2010s. We didn't know any better then. We know better now.
You might be like, Angelina, I want to give you a shout out for helping me out.
We'll see some scattered showers with little peaks of sunshine here and there. Air has the forecast out.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Tonight on The Late Show, I talk with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just 2 former world-class bodybuilders, now mostly known for other stuff.
Tonight on CBS. Superior Collision is seeking a certified auto body technician for full-time employment. Qualified candidates can call or apply in person, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Escanaba and Delta County, home to beautiful beaches, Lake Michigan, lighthouses, pretty parks, and great people. It's why so many are proud to say this is home. I'm Lily Simmons. I'll show you what's happening here every day. In your schools, your communities, and businesses. Sharing what makes this area so special.
Lily Simmons reports from Delta County. Weeknights at 6 and 11. Only on WZMQ 19 News.
On The Jennifer Hudson Show. We go so far back. And Dancing with the Stars, Carrie Ann Inaba.
When I was on American Idol, she was our choreographer. Way back in the day.
Then, come on, let's go. I meet up with my favorite TikTok trio.
That's what friends are for.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Monday at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
The Baxter Family Survival Guide.
Dad, you taught us to be self-sufficient.
And yet you're all still here. Expect the unexpected.
You want money, maybe you should do what other people do.
Get my own reality show. Dad, I'm trying.
Learn to adapt.
You're gonna use a glass, right?
Fine, hand me the big one.
Last man standing.
I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Some of us are still seeing these 40-degree temperatures, but don't be surprised if they dip down into the 30s. That's where we're expecting the lows this evening. And then on our Saturday, if you're headed to Manistee for that haunted house, the Habitat for Humanity haunted house on Deer Street, we're looking at cloudy skies, a little bit of breezy conditions, and a temp of when it starts at about 7 p.m. of 42 degrees. Now, we also have in the skies, unfortunately, some cloudy conditions on Saturday, but this is when the Orionid meteor showers are in season now until November 22nd, peaking on our Saturday, October 21st. According to NASA, these are one of the most beautiful showers of the year. So if you do get a chance, I do hope you get to see it because they are the brightest and fastest. So all you need to do is look for Orion and then look for Betelgeuse. That is the eastern shoulder. No, it's not Michael Keaton, but that is the star that's out there. That's where it's going to be radiating from. So take a look in the skies on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Air. Finally tonight, one of the world's most recognizable landmarks marked its 50th anniversary today. The Sydney Opera House celebrated with a laser show illuminating the iconic building. Officially opened by Queen Elizabeth II on October 20th of 1973, the Opera House is widely regarded as one of the greatest architectural designs of the 20th century, with 10.9 million people visiting every year. The building was illuminated with a laser show a day before welcoming an expected 37,000 people who signed up for free tours on Saturday, the first open day in 8 years. Of course, it's already Saturday over in Australia. They're like halfway through the day by this point.
How amazing, though, to be there for that.
Yeah.
It's on the bucket list.
It's mine, too.
But I'm scared to fly to Australia and be in Australia because everything there will kill you.
That's true. Everything in Australia is big and scary, it seems like. And you know what, though? They're beautiful down there, too.
Absolutely.
All the animals, all of everything. We'll see you on Monday.
Tonight on The Late Show, I talk with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just two former world-class bodybuilders, now mostly known for other stuff.
Tonight on CBS.
New fun and games are here. I'm Jerry O'Connell inviting you to come and play Pictionary on WZMQ TV 19.
If you're living with diabetes,